moharan. Moharan, lesson number 51. Rebbe Kiva said, when you reach the pure marble stones, do not say water, water, for it is said, one who speaks falsehood will not be established for me. Sheker, falsehood damages the eyes, both physically and spiritually, as in misakrois, painted eyes. When the eyes dim, they falsify, for they do not see the object as it is. For instance, they see a large object as a small one, or one as two, the opposite of the truth. For the eyes dim on account of tears, as our sages said, the clouds return after the rain. This is the eyesight that takes leave after weeping. Now tears are the redundant black bile that nature expels through the eyes. Now tears are the redundant black bile that nature expels through the eyes, and black bile draws from foul blood. This foul blood is caused by falsehood, for it is impossible to speak falsely unless one has fouled one's blood. On the other hand, it is impossible to speak the truth unless one has first refined one's blood. This is because the essence of speech is the soul. As in, my soul left me when he spoke, and the soul is the blood, the lowest soul, the nephesh. As in, for the blood is the soul, hence when one tells a lie, one's blood is fouled, which causes black bile, and the redundant black bile generates tears, which cause the eyes to dim. This is alluded to in who plucked the salt words from siach bushes. Who plucked the salt words? Who plucked the salt words from siach bushes? Salt words represents tears, which are salty waters that are caused by siach speech. This is alluded to in do not say water, water, which is a warning against falsehood. As the opening passage concludes, one who speaks falsehood will not be established. Water, water represents falsehood, which is represented by tears, which are salty waters. One who drinks water quenches his thirst, whereas one who drinks salty water not only does not quench his thirst, but even increases it until he is forced to drink other water in order to quench his thirst. Therefore, falsehood is referred to as water, water. Thus, do not say water, water, which is falsehood. As written, one who speaks falsehood will not be established before me. Now, falsehood, the evil, the impurity, comes into existence on account of distance from oneness. This is because evil epitomizes the duality of opposites. For example, anything that is opposite to a person's will is seen as evil. In oneness, though, a duality of opposites is impossible, for everything is good. This is why our sages said, on that day God will be one, everything will be good, for in oneness there is no place for evil. Therefore the future will bring a materialization of a tongue of truth, will be established forever, for everything will then be one, everything good, for truth is one. For example, when a silver vessel is called a silver vessel, this is the truth. However, if it is called a golden vessel, this is a falsehood. Hence the truth is one, for it is impossible to say the truth about it, other than by saying that it is a silver vessel and nothing else, but falsehood is many. For it is possible to say that it is a golden vessel, a copper vessel, or otherwise. Hence falsehood is an aspect of, they sought many calculations. For this reason, evil will be eliminated in the future, as well as the duality of opposites and tears. As written, they will do no evil, which is the elimination of evil. A wolf will dwell with a lamb, and a leopard with a goat, which is the elimination of the duality of opposites. And the Lord God will erase tears from all faces, which is the elimination of tears, which represent falsehood. This is because God will be one, and his name one, which is the absolute good, the absolute truth. Therefore, impurity will be eliminated in the future. As written, the spirit of impurity will I remove from the earth, for then everything will be one, as in who will make the impure into pure, not the one who will make the impure into pure, not the one. That is, purity and impurity are connected mainly with the concept of distance from oneness. Will make the impure into pure, not the one. For prior to creation, when creation was still only in potential, so to speak, before it was actualized, everything was one, everything was true, everything was good, and everything was holy. Even the concept of purity was not yet existent. For purity is only possible when there is impurity. As written, you shall be purified from all your impurities. But when everything is one, there is no place for many calculations, which are the essence of evil and impurity. This is because purity is an intermediary between holiness and impurity, by way of which impurity is rectified. As written, you shall be purified from all your impurities. This corresponds to free choice, which is the intermediary between two things, which is impossible prior to creation. When everything was one, for in unity there is no place for choice, which is an aspect of purity. Nanach, nachma, meuman. So in Gawawad creation, from one potential to reality. So in Gawawad brought creation. From potential to reality, the realm of purity immediately came into existence. For when he actualized the potential, there were then two things, oneness and creation. This allowed for the possibility of choice, an aspect of purity, the intermediary between the one to which it is close. The intermediary between the one to which it is close, but has yet to become many calculations, which is evil and impurity, and on the other hand is an indicator and a sign for the devolution, making possible the devolution to reach evil and impurity. Therefore the Zohar states that the main foothold of impurity is on the left side, for purity implies that there is impurity, and thus signifies the devolution into impurity. And therefore it is possible to refine and elevate impurity to purity, for it itself is a devolution of purity, as written, you shall be purified from all your impurities. Hence, since the main foothold of impurity comes from the aspect of purity. Nanach, nachma, meuman, nanach, nachma, meuman. Nanach, nachma, meuman. Hence, since the main foothold of impurity comes from the aspect of purity, which corresponds to choice, as said, and purity corresponds to the left side, which corresponds to the Levites, as in purify the Levites. The Levites also corresponding to the left side is known. Therefore, the main foothold of impurity is from the left side, for the left side corresponds to purity, which is the main foothold of impurity. All this, the concept of the left side, purity and choice, which is the essential root of impurity, which is the evil, the duality of opposites, and falsehood, is drawn from the concept of after creation emerged from potential into reality, at which point there were two realms, oneness and creation. Hence the main foothold of falsehood, impurity, etc. is due to the distance from oneness, which is the realm of after creation. However, through divine providence, even after God's having brought potential into reality, all things are still one with Him, but evil derives sustenance from the remnants of providence, that is from over His shoulder, as known, which is distant from oneness. But through truth, divine providence is upon a person, as written, my eyes are upon the faithful of the earth. Through falsehood, though, which is evil, one removes divine providence from oneself, as written, one who speaks falsehood will not be established before me, and one's life force comes from over his shoulder. Hence, whoever desires that even after the materialization and actualization of God's bringing potential into reality, that everything be one, that a father and his son should be as one, as things were beforehand when still in potential, should guard himself from falsehood. Through this, divine providence is upon a person, and everything is one. This is the meaning of what Rebbe Akiva said, when you reach the avnei stones of shayish tohoi, pure maharbul, shayish tohoi represents actualization, which is yesh, reality. Only then is tohoi purity possible, and if one desires things to be as prior to actualization, when things are still in potential, when a father and a son are as one, when you reach the stones of alluding to Av and Ben, father and son together, which represents prior to creation when things were in potential and everything was one. So Shayish Tohoid alludes to after actualization of Yeshus and Taro. If you want to bring Shayish Tohoid to Ahavne, then don't say water, which represents falsehood, as in whoever speaks falsehood will not be established before me. For falsehood causes divine providence to be removed from a person, and one is then distant from oneness. But through truth, divine providence is upon a person, and with providence everything is one as it had been prior to creation. Therefore it is said regarding the reward of the future, no eye has seen aside from you. No eye has seen aside from you, O God. For since everything will be one, there will be no eye that sees aside from you, O God. The Rebbe said, nach nachman, at the time that there is a paradox in this matter that is impossible to understand. If this is true, then how will there be a difference in the reward of each individual according to his level and according to his service and toil in this world for God? Certainly everyone will not be equal, but since everything will be one, how is it possible that there will be a difference between one person and another according to each one's level? This is a mystery that is impossible to understand, and the concept is an enigma, and the concept is an enigma, supplement to the lesson. Falsehood harms the eyes because falsehood removes divine providence, which damages the eyes, which represent providence. This is because falsehood is caused by distance from the one, which is the main foothold of the impurity, which is evil, which is falsehood. For this very reason, falsehood harms providence and removes for this very reason, falsehood harms providence and removes divine providence from a person. For through providence everything is one after creation and before creation, but falsehood harms oneness, since falsehood is distant from the one. Therefore falsehood removes providence and separates after creation from before creation, which is the main foothold of impurity. However, through truth, which corresponds to everything is one, everything is good, everything is one, everything is good, one draws divine providence, and then everything is one. For through providence after creation he is a For through providence after creation is encompassed within before creation. All this is embodied within Rabbi Akiva's words. Thus the lesson is very interconnected. Its beginning with its end, and its end with its beginning, and with its middle. Understand this well. Lesson number 52. Rebbe Chanina ben Chachinoi said, whoever remains awake at night, who walks along an isolated path and empties his heart for bezH nothingness, obligates his soul. There are heretics who say the world is unconditional reality. Their distorted and confused opinion. They think that there are proofs for and evidence of this from the laws of nature. However, the truth is that their mouths speak nonsense. For the world and everything in it is only conditional reality. Only God alone has unconditional reality. But all the worlds with everything that is in them are only conditional reality. God created them from nothingness, and it was within His capability, power, and option to create them or not to create them. Therefore, the entire world and everything in it is certainly conditional reality. Nanach, nachman, nachma, meuman, nach, nachma.